Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing.
We can hear you coming. topics to talk about. The first is actually proposed resolution 6. It's the ODOT grant, the $500,000 one that actually, it kind of slipped through the cracks a little bit. This is for the taxiway for the new hangars. This is the one that's completely paid for. It's already, this is the money we've been saving, the ICE grants that we've been saving over a period of, I think, three years, Service Director, is that right? I think it's 3-year carryover, something like that, 3 or 4. And we were allowed to save so much per year back, and this is kind of what we were planning long-term for it and stuff. Even if we couldn't get the loans for the hangar, we wanted to do this. It's one of the things that we could do. We looked to try to look at different things that we could do with that money, like maybe remodel the airport, but we could only use it for certain type projects. You can't use it for just anything. But like we couldn't use it for the part of actually building the hangars either. It was all designed and then. But anyways, this is the one. I don't know how this one got missed a little bit. So, I mean, but they need this one done in a kind of a hurry, right, Service Director?
Yes.
Is there any questions regarding proposed resolution 6 from the committee?
And you said, this is one of the ones we discussed before.
Yeah, we
Yes.
talked about this one
Kind of
before.
We've talked about it
We've been
before.
saving for this
Yeah.
for a few years, yeah. This is, and it is one that's completely paid for. There's no local funds.
I like that. Is there anything we need to know about it, Mr. Mayor, that you'd want to share? Or, I mean, it looks cut and dried to me. really.
Yeah, I mean, it is. You've seen these before. This just gives me authorization to sign the papers and,
I did switch with you this time.
Tell them to go, right?
yeah, tell them to go.
Mr.
Okay.
Sears, I see you.
Now, is this the type of grant that we have to pay the money up front and then we get reimbursed? or
Yes,
is it-
yeah. And it's been budgeted for in this year's budget.
So this
Why
is.
not?
Or not next
Well,
next
this
year.
is different information than what I received today. The information that I received today, this is not for the FAA's portion.
No, it's
is
the
it?
ODOT,
It's the ODOT portion.
yeah.
So only $27,000 was budgeted because we were informed that so what I was told was that this part may cover more of the ODOT grant. Right now, we were told, or prior today, we were told $27,000 we would receive in an ODOT grant. That this may cover up to the $500,000 instead of just the $27,000. And that if we do get the $500,000, then our SIB loan won't be as much.
Oh,
But
That's
if
correct.
we
Yeah.
don't get the $500,000 grant, we'll most likely still have to pay the $27,000, or we'll get the $27,000 grant from ODOT
to cover the difference, yeah.
to cover the.
Correct.
yeah. And then we pay the
So either way-
$500,000 from the
Right.
SIB loan.
Nothing out of pocket, I mean, but everything we've accounted for this project already. I mean,
If we don't get the $500,000, it's the SIB loan then.
Yeah.
But I didn't know, what I wasn't clear on is, are we definitely getting the 27,000 ODOT grant? Or,
I think they budgeted for it, I don't know if they were guaranteed it.
so we may potentially owe more than what we originally thought on the SIB loan. We may owe what
Okay.
we thought on the SIB loan plus the 27,000 ODOT grant.
So the $27,000 we have to pay out of pocket ahead and we get reimbursed for that?
That's what I'm asking, if this is the ODOT grant, that the information that was given to me weeks, months maybe ago was, the total project was $1,215,000. $551,000 is the money that was put back over the years that you were just speaking about for the FAA's portion. And then I was told that we were getting $27,550 for the ODOT grant, and that the SIB loan would be $636,981. Is this resolution for the ODOT portion, that I was told we were getting 27,000, but maybe we're getting 500,000? Or maybe we're not getting anything?
this goes out to cover anything. It could cover that, it could cover on the SIB loan, it could cover anything possible.
But are we definitely, because I'm not sure.
I don't know if there's any definites, no, I can't say there's a
So the
definite.
27,000 we may potentially need to put on the SIB loan if we get nothing.
Correct.
So the 636,000.
From the way
We're already counting on.
But we-
plus
What the way our consultant made it sound is that it's pretty much a done deal that we're getting it. That's what I heard.
Don't know until you
That's
ask.
all I know.
And we only approved the SIB loan up to a certain amount, right?
Yeah, we got more than, yeah, because like I said, that possibility of it being less is still there.
Yeah.
I mean, the worst case scenario would be $27,000 more on our SID loan. I think that's what he's saying. If that ODOT, but from, like I said, like the consultant, from what I understand, is a done deal. That they just need to prove, that, like, they were questioning for it, I think.
Right.
Where it was. Anybody else on council? Comments? Seeing none, is there any action to be taken on proposed resolution 6?
Guess I do have a question. Do we need to
Yes.
do this in emergency?
Yes, I think that's what we're looking for, right, Ron?
Yeah, because it fell through the cracks. It's probably been, that was months ago, I think.
Yeah.
I would, yeah, the resolution number, we put it a while ago.
Yeah.
I would move that we put resolution 6 on tonight, ask for suspension of the rules.
Do we have a second?
I'm confused, so, sorry. I'm not gonna second something I don't understand.
All right, I'll second that. And, any discussion? We'll take a vote. Mr. Rubin?
Yes.
Mrs. Ramos?
No.
I'll vote yes. All right, it passed 2-1. The next thing we're gonna talk about tonight is what we were talking about at the last Public Works and Economic meeting, is, now we have proposed legislation on that, number 17. We've all had a couple weeks to think about it and talk about it, or do the research on it if you wanted to. I'm gonna turn that over to Ronnie. He's gonna speak on that again for us.
Okay, I think Marvin made the resolution, or I'm sorry, the ordinance for, 200, I believe it was 200 and.
13,700?
Yeah, but we ended up with 200 because if you look at the original sheet, there was $23,700 there that will be, engineering fees that, throughout the year and next year, that I'll just take out of my master capital general service, or should say funds are there. So if you look at the 150 and then 350, so it's a SIB loan of 200K. And, we got the 1 year, interest-free. And then I would, me personally, believe that, we should do the 5 years, so we're not, I believe Chris had, or Councilman Cranville, I'm sorry, had made it up that it would end up like $60,000 worth of interest if we took the 20 years. And then I think the mayor had asked something about a way to possibly pay for it. So, I usually, always have 70,000 in my engineering fees and 15,000 citywide repairs. So, with that, I believe it would be a $20,000, or no, I'm sorry, $40,000 payment. So I thought, 35 on engineering and about 5 for citywide repairs. And that may start in 28 or maybe as late as 29. If you look at the pricing sheet, they did core samples down there. Same thing that happened to Glen Drive is happening on that hillside also, where the base material has failed, and that's what's leading to the failure of the road and failure of the cement. And when I figured out, it just, that project, and I did talk to ODOT, I can't think of Fred's name.
Vogel.
Fred Vogel, okay, so I expired. The return on if we get an invoice to him, he can turn them around within a month. He'd let me know that, so, cause he has the money, he'd have the money, sitting there. And then, if you look at the math with that project, that's, just a little over 42% of the project being paid for with, grant funds. I think any project that we could do on any city street or anything like that, or anything for that matter, if it was a vehicle, and if you get 42% of it, and you know it needs done, to me, it makes sense, but I gotta have four of you guys think it makes sense also. So, that's what I'm asking for.
Quick question.
Yes.
Did I hear you right? You feel like there's money within your budget that can
Yes.
be moved around
Yes, out of my engineering and then the citywide,
to cover that, should we?
yes,
Okay.
Yes.
So we wouldn't be looking at, hey, we need to find.
yeah,
more money.
40,000, yeah,
Sounds like you've already found it.
yeah.
Oh, to cover, okay, so we won't have to take out a loan then?
That would be covering the payments on the SIB loan.
But that's
5-year.
0%, Cheryl.
Oh,
So-
okay,
5 year, yeah. There'd be no interest.
right, or 3%. SIBs
That's
are
the 20.
0 or 3.
Yeah.
So, but we still have 150,000 that we have to pay up front to get the grant, correct?
No.
We're borrowing that.
No.
Okay, that's what I have from my notes from last week. Last meeting. So my other question is, can you tell us exactly where this paving is going to be?
Sure. If you pull out of the fuel mart down there at the Front Street Hill, from the hill down to the bottom of that hill, what is that? I think he even has in there the block that it's in.
He's got 1,100.
There you go,
Yeah.
1100 block of Front Street.
Or 1,000,
To
1,000
block.
1,000.
Yeah.
That's the only concrete section there. We put it back to blacktop, same way we did, Glen Drive. So it's an easier mill and fill than afterwards versus a,
Pretty much just that area?
Yeah, that's it.
Just that
Is
concrete
that-
area?
Below the railroad tracks towards the
yes.
river?
Yeah,
How far below?
Way below.
Because the bike trail was supposed to go there, the canal towpath trail was supposed to go down 10th and then front in that area. The proposed trail.
So this ends, just so that I'm getting the mental picture, because I think I know where it is. It does end like right down by Harbor Freight.
Yeah, right before that, right before the first entrance.
bottom of
to
that hill there, yeah.
The NWT or what was always there, the
Yeah.
big building.
Where they used to have the cages.
Yes.
yes,
Yep.
batting
Yep.
cages.
Up to the top of the hill where.
Yeah,
it's
sure, I don't know the
first
exact
choice.
footage of, from the tracks there, I couldn't, what do you wanna guess, 1,000 feet?
Yeah, that's quite,
700
quite a
feet.
little bit of a
Yeah, it's
distance.
the ways.
Just
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna be doing work in that area eventually, and we don't know yet what ODOT planned, but one of the, I went to a couple of those meetings, you know, redo the traffic and all that, was to have a road off or front back into those properties.
That's longer on the
through-
Bluebell though.
through up,
That releases on the Bluebell. So that's another
yeah.
2,000 to 2,500 feet away from that.
Next curve.
Okay.
That's right at the curve,
Yeah,
right
That's
there.
at the curve, yeah.
Yeah,
And we don't know what those plans are yet for that. They haven't decided.
no.
I'm not young.
Maybe I will. Okay, you've got a point. Oh, I thought you raised your hand, sorry.
Kemp and Aaron.
That's what I think.
Members of council?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of torn. I mean, I know it's an opportunity. I mean, I actually drove up and down there a couple times the last couple weeks. It's not the most highly traffic. I guess I don't know exactly what the traffic count is on that road, but there's certainly busier roads.
Yeah, but, Ron, do you wanna, cause I had talked to you earlier, like, Quetzal did core samples and says the road's failing.
Yes.
I mean, that's, I think is important to remember, so even if we don't do it now, it's happening, and the road's failing.
Right.
That's where,
But
Yeah,
do
you got-
do you think ODOT will come back in 2 years, if we can afford it in 2 years, or 3 years, or, you know what I mean? Will
But
this
this
just go
isn't-
away forever? I
but
mean,
this-
I don't know, I'm not
what year
being
would this
sarcastic
happen?
or
It
anything.
definitely won't go away. You're looking at about they're looking at about a 4.6%, cost of inflation for each time. So if you go 3 years, so I don't know what 15% of that does on that, so
Right,
it's another 70 grand probably, I'm guessing. And then, at some point, you have to do it. So yeah, is there a chance to get another grant? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I believe you could, go for it. I think the jobs and commerce might go away, only because I had to twist Fred pretty hard, and he was kind enough to move some things around and make it happen.
Mhm.
So, and listen, at the end of the day, I could sit here and say, kick it down the road. Ron might not be here, but guess what? That doesn't do anything for that street or that
Mhm.
hill. It's failing. So, again, kick it down the road, but it's gonna have to be done, and it's just increases to about a 4.7% inflation rate is typically what they're adding to all the bids. Typically anywhere from, and then if it's anything with this, doesn't have any water line, issues in it, but even on the water line, it's in like the 6.4s on water line stuff because of the ductile iron prices going so stinking high on us. You know, this is just a good base, bring back good base material in, and then, put in a liner in it, just like we're doing up on Glen Drive. It'll be done right.
Mhm.
And I don't think anybody that's in this room will be hearing about it again, ever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm no engineer or anything, so I don't question whether or not it needs done, I just,
Yeah.
If
And I-
we don't do it, is that road gonna, we're gonna close that road within a couple of years?
I'll just say, I'm not the one closing it. I tried to get it funded.
not to bring it up, because I brought it up a lot before, but did you get your bucket truck yet?
No.
No.
That purchase order is currently sitting in my queue, but then, a $75,000 purchase order was also submitted at the same time or shortly after for street paving. And I'm concerned about, we have a project that's going to be starting, the Roswell Trail project. I still haven't heard the start date of when we're gonna, need to start making those payments, and the purchase order for that has not been entered, and I believe that has already been obligated to the city, but the purchase order for that has not been entered. It's a $500,000 project that we, pay up front and get reimbursed. And we currently have $249,000 in master capital with $154,000 in open purchase orders, so we're looking at $95,000 right now. I don't know when that Roswell Trail, I know police department, it just recently asked if they know when they may be able to order their police cruiser that was also put in the budget before the bucket truck. And at this point, it looks like they won't get that this year with these other outstanding items. And, as for the work on the road, typically, the service director received $70,000 in engineering. But as you know, I don't know if they've got that far on the budget yet to see if he's going to get the $70,000 in 2027. With the new budget committee, I don't know if they've got the wish lists or, you know, if we can't get this police cruiser this year, do we need 2 police cruisers next year out of master capital?
So I guess, Ron, in short,
Michelle, in short, let's hear the short one.
How, we have 6 more months of revenue to report in master capital, so how much each month is,
No, this month is the last month that we put income tax in master capital, and we are going to, We only put $300,000 of income tax in master capital. We have $8,000 to put in this month. So we're only gonna add another $8,000 in income tax revenue, and then the rest is up to when the state decides to reimburse us.
But they're going to, right?
Yeah.
Hey, and just,
Not necessarily this
just
year.
so, to answer your question further, Brian, in the last, I think it was about the last 3 months, we had a couple things happen with our lights, and we probably, looking at the bills, we probably got around almost $6,000 in, signal service coming down and having to get up there and fix them versus us, so now the thing costs us $46,000, the bucket truck.
Yeah,
I can approve that today, but like I said, 75,000 also is in here for paving, and $500,000 for Roswell Trail, and not to mention the other purchase orders that we have open for the CDBG. He still has 15,000 in engineering, and, we have $30,000 on the Roswell design purchase order that's still open. There's a lot of expenses that have been obligated to, master capital, and I would worry about, I can, like I said, I can agree to the bucket truck today. I don't know about the paving then, and it definitely kicks the police cruiser down the road a little bit longer. Because again, we're back to when are we going to receive the reimbursements from the state? And that might, for the $500,000 project, that might not be this year. I have not heard.
We haven't started it yet, or start date yet, is there?
Haven't even bid it yet.
So it's probably not even gonna happen.
You might start getting at the earliest, I would think you'd get a bill, would be like November. I would think.
Is that contractor bill or is that, engineering bill?
I would say contractor bill, because they ain't been bid out yet.
Will we no longer receive any more engineering bills for that?
No, I think I still have some of that 70,000 in there, don't I?
No, we have 15.
How much?
15,000, but I don't know that you can, the cash is the problem. It's not the budget, it's the cash available in the fund. That is the worrisome part. If we don't know when cash is coming from the state to cover these reimbursements, we can't have a negative balance at the end of the year. We're not supposed to have an ending, a negative balance at the end of the month.
I guess with that, I'm saying something to Mayor here, it's been a while ago, that just say for some crazy reason, you could go out and get a grant. We'd pave every city every city street, cost you $46 million, they'd reimburse you, we'd have to walk away from it. I can't fathom that, but I
Other
guess
cities that I've spoken
that's
to,
what you
they
have to
have,
do, you know what I mean?
they have built up their master capital accounts, and we tend to spend most of it every year.
No, I'm just making a statement that, if you think about that, that's like, wow.
Their
Every-
master,
Every street paved in 1 year, but you really couldn't because they want to give you the whole 46 million, but you wouldn't even be able to do it because, you know, because we have our cash flow difference or whatever.
how often do
Just
you
let
get,
that sink in for a minute.
how often do $46 million grants?
No, this is a hypothetical. What I'm saying is, if you did it, we'd have to be like, hey, thank you for wanting to do it, but yeah, we can't do it.
The part I can't wrap my head around is the fact that years and years, we've never had this issue with the payback from the grants.
Ouch, I know.
And, you know, I mean, it's coming. It's not like there's a history of it not coming. That's what I'm saying. And especially with the Roswell Trail, that's not even bid yet. So we're looking at the end of the year anyways.
Right.
If we did get anything from that.
Yeah, I don't know that, and I don't know, is there just 500,000 sitting on a shelf for that, for the Roswell Trail? Okay.
For us? No, no. With the purchase orders we have in right now, 95,000. And then, like I said, the police department asked about their
No, I just want to stay
Please
on
read
Roswell
it.
just for a second. So, if they went out and finished the trail tomorrow, they billed us 500,000, we wouldn't be able to do anything with it as far as right now. I didn't know if you had it
That's the worrisome
sitting
part.
there.
Nope, no, we do not have it.
Okay, that's what my question is.
That's what my main concern is. I don't know when this project's starting, I don't know when we are going to get reimbursements. Also, Master Capital, we have to hold this for police department's, air conditioner went down last year, $30,000. We had paid out of Master Capital. Prosecutor's office air conditioner went down. I wonder, is that 18,000? Yeah, so this 95,000, we have to also take into account that that's gotta go for any major repairs. If our boiler goes down, we've been in this building for 23 years, we haven't been keeping up on maintenance on this building either. So that's what we get to use for all the emergencies and,
I guess,
that's why
From
I
Brian.
delay on.
from Brian's question, back to the SIB loan, since I tried to take care of that business. At a 42% pay deduct, and we know it needs done, again, I could easily just, hey, leave your hand off to the next guy, but it needs done. You get 42% of it, paid for. I just think it's a great investment.
5 years, 0%.
5%.
Take it out of your.
In the first year, really, you got 6 years, because the first year you don't pay any payments at all. So, that's whatever my 2 cents is worth. I'd leave it at that.
5 years, 0%.
5%, 0%.
All right, well.
On another question, just to clarify. Okay, so the 150,000 we talked about last meeting regarding that we had to have that up front to get the grant, that's no longer required.
Well,
Or
I
would that
think
be a
what-
part of your SIB loan?
No, the 150 is, say the first bill comes in and it's 200,000 or whatever. You can put that SIB loan, or you can go ahead and start it on the 150, and then say the first bill's 46,000. What Fred's saying is, you get him the invoice, by 4 to 5 weeks, you get the 46,000 back. So you just say, let's do 3 of those. So 3 of those come in month after month after month. 4 months later, all of his money is swat through, is spent. Then the rest goes on the SIB.
Okay.
So you may go 50, you may go 60, and then get 60 back in 4 or 5 weeks.
So, like in dribbles,
Yes.
as the bills come in.
Right.
Right.
We pay it ahead, we pay it, then they reimburse us.
Correct.
Is that, okay, up to a.
But it sounds
Spend
like a
150,000.
short-term wait.
Fred guaranteed me that it'd be 4 to 5 weeks tops, once we got him an invoice.
Do we have, and since this is a grant, I haven't seen any, ordinance or anything, saying usually we have to pass something that says the mayor is a signature designee on a grant.
Well, that was a long time ago. Like I say, I've been holding on to that for, yeah, you might want to look back, or ask Julie to look for it.
So we did pass that before.
I sure think it did, yes.
Can you find out if we did?
Yeah, I could
Oh,
find
like
out.
for this specific project?
Is this
Remember
something you
that?
would need in an emergency basis?
No, I'm not gonna do that, because Fred's been kind soul as he is, so,
As long as he knows it's in the works.
yeah,
Right.
whatever.
All right, well, does the committee have any action to take on proposed ordinance 17?
No, not right now. Hold it. You need to find it, we need to find out about the, because that'd be
Yeah.
like a companion piece of legislation too, wouldn't it?
Hey, I don't know that, if it's not there, I don't know. Whatever your guys' will
What
is,
is
you guys
included in
do.
17? I
Yeah.
don't have a copy in front of me.
It's just basically saying that we can go apply for the SID loan. Yeah, I know, I'm trying, I'm
Okay.
sorry. Can I take a couple minutes from this? Is it you?
It's not me.
Oh, it's not you.
No.
All right,
Special,
well, I guess
Mike, he's not
Mike,
here.
he's not here.
Mike's not here anyway, so.
I sent him a text. Who's the alternates? Can we just do the alternates?
Well, we need to,
Well, yes.
we haven't
need the
finished this
stuff.
yet.
Finish this, so is there any action to be taken on? So, I can look it up here for you. I can read that,
Yeah, I'm gonna move that we put it on for a first reading.
but- Okay, do we have a second?
No.
I'll second that, and we'll take a vote. Mr.
Yes.
Ritter? I'll second, or I'll vote yes also. Mrs. Ramos?
No.
All right, we voted 2-1. Is there anything else to come before committee? Seeing none, on a motion for adjournment?
Can I just make
Oh.
just one correction, because I just noticed that the bucket truck purchase order is requested out of the wrong account. So, if we were taking, it was taken out of, it was requested out of the street department's funds, and they don't have budget in there. So if I move that over to master capital, that leaves, and I approved the bucket truck and the $75,000 in paving, that leaves $55,000 as an unexpended balance, and not 95,000.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So, 7:16.
Yeah.
Who's the other member? Special contact.
I'm on it. And Cheryl Ramos here, acting chair, and Tom Simlick
I'm here and Brad's here.
and
I'm
Brian.
here.
Good.
Okay, so now I'm gonna turn this over to Marvin.
Essentially, the long and short of this is the state of Ohio has mandated that we adopt the International Fire Code's appendices. So that's all this legislation does.
Okay,
Captain
so,
Schultz, I had asked him to be here because he's had more experience with it, but his grandson's got a birthday party, and I said, I can tell him that part.
so basically what this is bringing, we have to, since the
We adopt as
state
part of
saved it, changed it, we have to adopt.
We have to adopt the International Fire Code appendices for our own fire code.
The International Property Management one?
We have to take an ordinance, we have to pass an ordinance, so.
There's legislation before the committee already.
Yeah, it's ordinance 16/2026.
We got one already?
So you're saying it's the International Property Management that
No,
changed their fire
International
code?
Fire
Fire
Code,
code.
Okay,
not related to International Property Maintenance
There's
Code at
no,
all.
there's no ordinance, Ron.
I just love resolutions.
You see there in section 1, the most current International Fire Code appendices. That's what
okay.
it says.
So what action do we have to take?
We have to get it on that, and this is recommended by Captain Schultz, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't recall that.
The law director.
It
Okay.
can go 3 readings, but I don't know why we need it to. We're mandated to put it in.
So what, well, we have to ask for, okay, I don't have my outline here, but any comments from the rest of the committee? Any questions?
No.
Any,
Brian, got a comment?
No. If it's something we have to do, then
Do you need a motion then? You need a motion?
well, not yet, we're not there yet.
Okay, hurry up.
Rest of council.
We got council meeting.
anybody else?
I know, 7:30. comments from the rest of council? Questions? Administration? Comments, questions? Public? Okay, so now we would ask for a motion to put it on tonight's agenda.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Do we need this fast? Do we need to suspend the rules?
You don't need to suspend the rules, but I don't see why we wouldn't, considering it's mandated by the state of Ohio.
And Captain Schultz is,
And Captain Schultz is
He's
in
even,
recommending
support
it,
of
so.
this.
he's
and
been
it's-
advocating for it,
Okay,
yes.
yeah,
So I'll take a vote.
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Brian,
yes.
myself, yes.
Now, you want a motion to suspend the rules? Or are you gonna?
Oh, well,
You're gonna do that?
We can do that, encapsulate,
I can suspend it, and when I bring it up, one of us
You'll do
can, that doesn't have to be part of the motion, I don't think.
no.
No.
Okay,
Okay.
nice job.
Any other business to come before the committee? Okay, motion to adjourn.
Second. Or motion-
First.
First adjourned, yeah, first. Motion,
Okay.
Here we go.
Ready?
All right, 7:30, we'll call the council meeting to order. Would you please rise and remain standing for the invocation and pledge of allegiance? Mr. Ribbeth.
Thank you, Mr. President. Would you join me in prayer? Heavenly Father, we just thank you for an opportunity to come before you and to serve the citizens of this great city. Lord, we just we ask for your protection upon all of the safety and service workers who take care of us every day, and your guidance for all of the administrators and the folks who are running the day-to-day business, Lord. It's a challenging job, and we just pray your blessing upon them. Father, we'd ask that you would inhabit our meeting here tonight, that you would give us wisdom, grace, that you would give us the ability to discern your will and to follow it for this great city. We do all this, Lord, for your glory and your honor in the name of your Son, Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, everyone, and welcome. And we'll start with roll call.
Mr. Kreinbell.
Here.
Mr. Lanzer.
Here.
Mrs. Ramos.
Here.
Mr. Rippeth.
Here.
Mr. Sears.
Here.
Mr. Simmeling.
Here.
Mr. Walker.
All right. Everybody had a chance to review the agenda. Are there any additions? Yes, Mr. Lonzer.
Yes, Mr. President, I'd like to add proposed resolution 6 to tonight's agenda.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Ribbeth. Any discussion by administration, council, roll call?
Mr. Lanzer.
Yes.
Mr. Rippeth.
Yes.
Mr. Kreinbell.
Yes.
Mrs. Ramos.
Yes.
Mr. Sears.
Yes.
Mr. Simmeling.
Yes.
Are there any other additions? Yes, Mr. Ramos.
I would like to add ordinance 16, 2026 to the agenda.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Mr. Simonic. In discussion by administration, council, roll call.
Mrs. Ramos.
Yes.
Mr. Simmeling.
Yes.
Mr. Kreinbell.
Yes.
Mr. Lanzer.
Yes.
Mr. Rippeth.
Yes.
Mr. Sears.
Yes.
All right, any other additions? Yes, Mr. Alonso.
Yes, Mr. President, I'd like to add proposed ordinance 17 to tonight's agenda.
Do I have a second? Thank you, Mr. Rippeth. In discussion by administration, council, roll call.
Mr. Lanzer.
Yes.
Mr. Rippeth.
Yes.
Mr. Kreinbell.
Yes.
Mrs. Ramos.
No.
Mr. Sears.
Yes.
Mr. Simmeling.
Yes.
All right, are there any additions? Hearing none, entertain a motion to approve our agenda.
So moved, Mr. President.
In this second, thank you, Mr. Crime. In discussion by administration, council, roll call.
Mr. Rippeth.
Yes.
Mr. Kreinbell.
Yes.
Mr. Lanzer.
Yes.
Mrs. Ramos.
Yes.
Mr. Sears.
Yes.
Mr. Simmeling.
Yes.
All right, our agenda has been approved. Minutes, everyone's had a chance to review the minutes from our last council meeting. Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make motion.
Thank you, Mr. Granville. Mr. Zimnick, second, thank you. In discussion by administration, council, roll call.
Mr. Kreinbell.
Yes.
Mr. Simmeling.
Yes.
Mr. Lanzer.
Yes.
Mrs. Ramos.
Yes.
Mr. Rippeth.
Yes.
Mr. Sears.
Yes.
All right, our minutes have been approved. Correspondence, Ms. Courtwright.
To council and administration from Auditor Denham. This is dated July 20th, 2026. This is an email titled Post-Audit Review. To President Kemp from Administrative Assistant to the Service Director, Jonalee Furnett, dated July 24th, 2026. This is an email titled Please Assign to Committee, asking President Kemp to assign an attached grant application to the Public Works Committee. President Kemp assigned this matter to Mr. Mr. Lonzer's committee. To council and administration from Treasurer Campbell dated July 27th, 2026. This is an email titled Proposals for Rescue Truck Funding. Treasurer Campbell asked President Kemp to assign this matter to the Finance Committee. President Kemp asked Mr. Rippeth to take this into his committee. And to council and administration from Mayor Day dated July 27th, 2026, the mayor's report. And that concludes correspondence for this evening.
All right, thank you, Ms. Courtwright.
No, summertime.
Move on to our administrative reports. First up, Mayor Day.
Thank you, Mr. President, council members, fellow administrators, and guests. A couple things I want to touch on from the report I sent you. First of all, I'd like to honor a couple of Rotarians for their commitment to improve our city. Kerry Gardner and Tom Police, two longtime members of the New Philadelphia Rotary Club, are moving out of town to be closer to family members. Their presence in our community will be missed, but not forgotten. Their work maintains traditions, and it also made New Philadelphia a much better city. Kerry Gardner was a founding member of RTY Incorporated, the nonprofit organization responsible for the rise of concessions at Tuscarora Park. He also served as the Rotary Club's treasurer and was a driving force behind many of the club's other community projects. Tom Police led the effort to restore and improve the Storybook Lane displays at Tuscarora Park, and he helped establish the Rotary Club's American Flag Program, which lines our downtown and neighborhood streets each year with the stars and stripes. So on behalf of the residents of New Philadelphia, I want to publicly thank Kerry and Tom for their service and their leadership in our community. Also last week, the Medicine Center Pharmacy celebrated a great milestone. They celebrated their 50th anniversary of being in business. I visited the store on East High Avenue to present the staff with a mayoral proclamation to celebrate the milestone. And also, over the weekend, there was another achievement that I don't know how many people really realize this, but Carmi Martinelli celebrated her 100th birthday with family and friends over the weekend. So we want to congratulate Carmi and just tell her that you've been an inspiration and a blessing to all of us who have known and love you. So with that, I conclude my report. Are there any questions?
Yeah, I
Thank you.
think
Yes,
Carrie and Tom might be gone, but their hearts will still be here.
always.
Those guys will always be here, New Phillies.
Yep. Yeah.
Wish them well.
You can see the fruits of their labor,
Oh,
that's for
boy.
sure.
That's for sure.
Any questions for the mayor?
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Next up, Service Director, Mr. McAbee.
Good evening, thank you, Mr. President. At the last meeting, I reported that that salt bid went out for the second time. Got an email last week that ODOT's gonna try for a third time. They're gonna open it August the 4th. I talked with Engineer Bachman, and his prices, he did go out for it, but it's $100 more a ton. The bid price he's got back in. He's got something that we may be able to go on with him, but it's next year, it's not nothing to do with this year. So, after talking with Superintendent Gruel, he's back on Wednesday. We're gonna do our own spec sheet for it and, put it out ourselves. Because at $100 a ton, and we'd like to get a couple thousand ton, maybe a minimum of 1,600 ton, do the math. It could be a budget buster with the tight budget we have that we're already dealing with, so, we're gonna bid it out probably ourselves and, see where we go. Worst come to worst, at the end of August, the salt contractor or salt, folks will put it out themselves and you buy it up at whatever price they put out. So, that's what we're looking at right now. I think if we can get together, get a spec sheet and what we wanna bid out, hopefully we'd have it bid out by the first of, next week, 1st of August, or get back, put a 2 weeks notice in, or, to receive bids, and then if worst comes to worst, we're gonna have to do something at the end of August. And again, that's just, here's what you're paying, it isn't, bid price or anything, it's just, you guys are paying this and tough luck, so, we'll see what we can get ourselves, and hopefully we can work something, the fact that, maybe somebody like Morton or something that we get our softener salt from the water plant would maybe do us a solid there, or a favor there, or do something. So, I'll report, I don't know if we won't have it back by then, but I'll let you know what we decided to do, and then we put it out for bid again. Right now, that's kind of where Superintendent Royal and I are at, so I'll let you know on that. Also, the southwest quadrant, the area there will receive sod on Wednesday, which that's the Gavin's quadrant. That's the area you see there that's just basically just dirt right now. So there'll be sod in there. You'll see that we'll have to overwater it for a few weeks because of new sod. So it'll be running during the day. We did have it timed out that it came on usually about 1 a.m. and watered naturally at night so that no one's down there, didn't disturb anybody. But, you know, unfortunately with new sod, you'll see the time changes to get that really entrenched in, make sure it takes root. So that'll be going on, like I say, Wednesday. They feel they'll put it all in on Wednesday, which I believe they will. So looking forward to that. And next Monday will be the walkthrough for the project, and try to give some stuff that's not quite right, a few things that I've already got notes on, but I'm gonna try to do that next Monday if everybody's schedules align. That's what it looks like right now. On Thursday this week, there'll be a little learn session for the new lighting, so we'll have some of our folks down there with the licensed, or the contractor that, with the head of the lights, because there's different sequences and different things you put those on. So we'll be learning about that on Thursday. And then I'd heard Friday that if all goes well, CDBG project should start hopefully in the second week of August. They're gonna go down there, and that's probably about 2.5, maybe 3 weeks of work down there on Miller Avenue. I believe he said it's based on if he gets out of, he's up in a different area right now, but if he can get out of there, looks like the second week of August, and naturally, the next council meeting, I'll be able to give you an update if they did start and how much longer they would have. That's the end of my report. Any questions?
Mrs. Ramos?
Oh, on the Miller Avenue, I mean, yeah, project, what side of Tusk does it start on?
All right, we went over this a couple times, so. that's
No,
why I'm
I
just-
know
yeah.
the last time you said the south side, but is
Depends
it
write this down.
on the other side between Tusk and Union?
No, if you remember right, I said from Tusk to 10th Drive.
Okay, Tusk to 10th Drive, okay,
Yep,
thank you.
you're welcome.
Mr. Alonso?
How like direly depleted is the salt? I know we had a miserable winter, but I
I'm
mean,
not
we had
saying.
some.
We do. We have, I could tell you this. If we don't get any, probably I'll get a little bit of sleep in November, probably not sleep the rest of the winter. So if that tells you anything.
Okay. Thank you.
And I've seen it worse, because there was a time when I was in the street department 25 years ago, there was enough that you could have filled a back of a pickup truck.
I say
We have a lot more than that, I will say that.
Been a long time since we got that low, probably.
Yeah, oh yeah, I've said already to Ray when I came in, I will not ever see that. But, you know, right now, you know, $100 more a ton, you're double the price. By the way, and I think I might report this, the other folks that are getting prices are at $71. That's typically what we was
So if
paying.
we get to that worst case scenario where it is that $100 more or whatever, I mean, can we get like what you feel comfortable at?
Yeah.
Like not.
Right.
Not.
Yeah, really what Ray and I is gonna do is, you know, we'll do the 170 and just divide it by, you know, the money that he has there. That's what we're gonna have to
Yeah.
do. Because I won't go with none, because,
Well, we can't go with.
you know, I need my beauty sleep, so.
No comment.
I agree with that.
So, but yeah, it would be, I wouldn't wanna put anybody in this room or any citizen in that predicament. That's just not right. I mean, we have to find up straight money somewhere or do something before we don't have safe streets or anything like that to go down and travel, you know? So, thank you. You're welcome, Alder.
Mr. Fate?
I just wanted you to clarify for our listening audience and for the press, New Philadelphia is not the only one in this boat.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I should have reported
Counties.
that. It started out, after the first one, 12 counties got left out. Second one, 4 counties got picked up, we still got 8 counties out. There's still us, there's Carroll, there's, Harrison. So there's still plenty of us out there that are sitting here or thinking the same thing. And a lot of, like I say, Doug's worried, just like we all are, of what we're gonna do. But when he got bids back, you know, he's $100 more, and then they've got a budget too, just like anybody else, so. And they've got plenty more roads than we do. So, again, you know, you're down there, and now if we had a winter that was 6 years ago, yeah, but if we have a winter like we had last year, probably January, it's gonna be like shelter in place type thing, so that's not right, so we need to figure that out. But we'll wait and see, like I say, we'll put it out Wednesday, get something together, get it out first of next week. And the worst case scenario is, we're the end of August, and they're saying, you want it? Here's what you're paying us. And we're gonna be, I mean, and we're with Dover, we're with every other city, any village, anything, and, we put in for 1,600 ton, and that's what you put in through the ODOT thing. And I can tell you, if you put your tonnage in and you get those readings out, there's some that's in the 7,500 ton. So figure that up in that budget process. We're at 1,600 is what we asked for, and you can go 10% above that or 10% below that. But there's a few counties or cities that are at 7,500 ton, that's how little they have. So you figure that 100 ton, you know, you're $75,000 just boom, just like that. So, yeah, we're all in it together. We're just hoping for some reason. Again, I've talked with the gal from Morton and asked her, you know, hey, can please, you know, please. So she did say, when I do it and put it out, send it to her and let her know. So I'm knocking on wood, believe me. Yeah.
So why did nobody want to bid on these 12 counties?
My theory is, if you look in the contracts, if you don't deliver X amount of tonnage at a certain time, you got a chance to go back on the salt broker. I think some did, so like, okay, fine. Okay, thank you. We'll get you, and, well, now there you go. We didn't do it. We got ours, but there's some that I know did. I know there's some that did. And so, okay, you don't wanna play fair, and, you know, everybody can't play in the sandbox together, so I think that's what ends up happening. And those counties, probably if you look, so, you know, if you got stung by them, you know, that county stung you, okay, no problem. If you want it, you're gonna pay. And then I can afford to get stung here a little bit or there. Cause I've seen it, but yeah, that is what I believe happened, cause I've seen it, unfortunately. And then, like I say, we that didn't do anything with it are still wearing that same, Dover, you know, Midvale, all of the municipalities are dealing with that. And none of us, Dover, I talked with, none of those had ever had that issue. Some of our county did, and that's what's happening. Yes.
Any other questions?
It's unfortunate, it really is.
Oh, yes.
It really is.
All right, thank you, Mr.
Yes,
McAbee.
thank you.
Safety Director, Mr.
Thank you,
Milligan.
Mr. President, Council, and guests. I just want to talk a little bit about, we've been continuing to work on the e-bike ordinance and resolution to bring forward to council. Law Director Fate put forward some revisions and a draft for Chief Mahoney and I to look at. We met this week, had a good conversation, a few things we're going to try to work out and maybe adjust, schedule a meeting with Law Director Fate here in the next week, probably 2, and then hopefully bring some legislation back to put forth for approval. One of the things I just want to remind, I see it every day when I'm driving around in the city, is if you're riding your bicycles, your e-bicycles, you pick it on the street roadway, you need to follow the traffic laws. I see people riding the wrong direction down East High Avenue. I see them pulling out and crossing. You are required under current legislation, if you're riding your bicycle or your e-bike on the roadway, to follow the traffic rules and laws. Chief Covey and I discussed this. We are going to probably start being a little more aggressive of stopping and educating before we put forth some additional ordinance and legislation that probably curbs some of the usage of e-bikes in the city. I also want to put just an ask out to those parents of the youth. Please take time to educate your children to safety and bicycle safety and traffic laws. If you're going to let them ride those e-bikes and scooters and bicycles on the roadway, on the sidewalk, they need to be well aware of what the legalities are in that. So we're going to ask parents to partner with us in this process of trying to educate. And also from a safety perspective, while we may not mandate it in the legislation, always want to encourage those who are riding to make sure they're wearing their helmets for safety purposes and that. So I appreciate the work that the law director put forward. We've looked at several other municipalities across the state of Ohio. It's taken a little longer than we anticipated, but we do want to put something forth that's fair, but also keeps the citizens and motor and public safe in the city. So hopefully have something here in a couple weeks for you. That I'll defer and take any questions.
Any questions?
Your e-bicycles, that includes the e-scooters as well?
Yeah, e-scooters, micro mobility
mobility
vehicles,
Yeah, that whole definition.
little mini motorcycles. It's an expansive definition that covers all of those. Well, one of the things.
I would urge you to move it along, because we're about out of summer.
Yeah, well, one of the biggest challenges we're having is, it's easy to put legislation forward. You have to put something that we can enforce. And, we can put a legislation out there, it talks at a very in-depth level, but asking, the men and women of the police department to enforce that becomes some of a challenge. So what we want to put forward is something that we can reasonably enforce and is effective, so.
Right, thank you, Mr. Milligan. Auditor, Mrs. Denham.
Mr. President, I just wanted to say again that our annual audit was filed with the Auditor of State's office on June 30th. And I would like to thank my assistant Danielle Demetrio and payroll manager Debbie Flood for going above and beyond their job duties to assist with the audit, and I'm blessed to have them on my team. And the audit team from Ray will attend the August 10th council meeting to discuss the post-audit review and answer questions. And the audit reports can't be made public until they're accepted by the Auditor of State's office. So they'll have to distribute those reports during the executive session that we'll need to hold at that meeting that night. And we also recently underwent an audit for our fiscal year 2023 Community Housing and Preservation Program, which is our CHIP program, and also the Community Development Block Grant, which was our CDBG sidewalk replacement program. That audit was conducted by the Ohio Department of Development. They started that on June 15th, and we were informed by their office today that there is no findings on that audit, and we'll receive a copy of the audit report once that final review is complete. And again, I'd like to thank my assistant Danielle Demetrio and the Service Director Secretary John Lee for their hard work on the audit. These programs began under the former auditor, so considerable effort was required to gather and organize and review the necessary information for that audit. And every day we're learning new ways that we need to be compliant with these states and these audits. So we're trying to get a plan going as we're going along for the next audit. And then there was a question about the cemetery fuel last council meeting, so I just wanted to bring an update for that. Their fuel budget was $15,000 for the year, and as of today, they have expended just under half at $7,442, with $7,558 remaining in their budget. They also have a little over half of their budget remaining in their utility line, where some of their fuel for their heating their office can be expended from. And I have not yet received the amount that he feels he'll be short, so hopefully we won't need to make anything up. Maybe there'll be enough left in there at the end of the year. And then an update on the income taxes. We were kind of talking about delinquent tax returns. The income tax department sends delinquent accounts owing over $100 to the Ohio Attorney General's office for collections. And as of July 16th, when I got this update, they had $189,284.67 turned over to the Attorney General to be collected. Once they get those, they do the collections often, and as soon as they get the Attorney General's office receives the money, they forward that directly to the Income Tax Department. They don't hold it for any period of time, they send it directly to us. So that's how much they still have turned over to the Attorney General to be collected. And the Attorney General's office does not charge the city a fee for these collections. They do assess a fee to the taxpayer when they collect the money from the taxpayer, which those are, the money's usually collected through federal and state tax refunds and gambling winnings, those sorts of revenue. The Attorney General does not send us money towards income tax if the taxpayer also has delinquent child support. Child support always will receive the money before income tax does. Since 2020, the total amount collected by the Attorney General and sent to the Income Tax Department is $256,218.39. In 2024, the Income Tax Department turned over $88,999.94 to the Attorney General's office, and we've received $79,545 in 2024. In 2025, the Income Tax Department sent over $52,091.09 to be collected. We had received $60,196.78 in 2025 from the Attorney General's office. For 2026, so far, the income tax has received $42,696.01 from the Attorney General. That was as of July 16th. Since that time, the Income Tax Department has sent over more collections to the Attorney General, and I believe we have received a little bit more money since July 16th. I don't have those updated numbers. And the Attorney General's office will continue to collect those outstanding balances for 10 years. And for those taxpayers that owe less than $100, they are assessed a penalty or interest each month. So once that balance gets up to $100, they are sent over to the Attorney General's office. The problem that we've been having for the last year or 2 years is the people who have not filed their tax returns, and we've been working with the law director's office and the municipal courts because there was some changes in codes during this time, and so just as recent as last week, we've been working with the law director to update some of the wording in some letters that can possibly file civil suits for those who have not filed their tax returns. So we're still trying to tweak some of the wording for those that are non-filers. And also the topic of outsourcing. The Income Tax Department was brought up to outsource to the Regional Income Tax Authority. That was brought up at the last council meeting. And since that time, and Carly and I have been conducting our own research to see how much it would be to how much of savings that they would think that it would be, what the charges were. We're getting mixed reviews from various cities. Some cities they say one thing and then they don't quite get what they're proposing. So we're trying to dig into it a little further. Because they are saying that there would be a cost savings, however, that's only looking at if we got rid of every person in our department. And I've also heard that that's not the case. We still need to keep at least one employee in the department. And since Carly and I have been doing our own research, we've received individual researches from the mayor's office and the treasurer's office, so we just wrote a letter to address everyone and council, just some of our thoughts, because like I said, with our research, and I would be happy to meet with anybody to compare research, but the letter that I just drew up is for the mayor's office, the treasurer's office, and all members of city council, because I know they've also would like to have this information. So I have that the income tax department has recently received a separate request for data and status reports from both the mayor's office and the treasurer's office, which most likely is to investigate the feasibility of outsourcing our tax department to the Regional Income Tax Agency, which is called RITA. The income tax administrator and I have been conducting our own research to ensure that we are using taxpayer dollars most efficiently. To save time and to avoid duplicating work already completed by us, I respectfully request that the mayor's office, the treasurer's office, and I work together with the income tax department to identify practical cost-saving solutions before moving forward with any decision to outsource the income tax department. We understand the importance of reducing expenses and being responsible with available resources. However, we believe there may be opportunities to achieve savings while preserving the department, its knowledge, and the personal services it provides to the residents in New Philadelphia. Outsourcing may appear to offer financial relief. It can also bring long-term challenges, including loss of institutional knowledge, reduced savings, reduced service quality to the taxpayers, transition costs, and decreased morale among employees. And outsourcing can reduce the city's direct control over both costs and the quality of services provided to residents. Once these duties are handled by an outside provider, future costs, saving standards, response times, and accountability may become more difficult to manage locally, which could affect the level of service the taxpayers expect and deserve. It is important to consider that even if certain functions were outsourced, the organization in our city would still be required to retain at least one staff member to oversee operations, coordinate with the outside provider, respond to the public needs, maintain records, and ensure accountability. Because of these ongoing staffing needs, outsourcing the department may not result in the level of savings that might initially be expected. Outsourcing these duties would also remove job positions from the community, which is an important factor to consider beyond the immediate budget discussion. It is also worth considering that the city's voting tax generated from current staff wages is returned directly to the city. Eliminating local positions while encouraging other businesses to expand into our city could send the wrong message and may undermine the value we place in keeping jobs, services, and resources within our own community. I have supported transferring the municipal court to the county because it represents significant savings to city taxpayers while keeping those jobs located within the city. This change should potentially trickle down to cause additional savings in the law director's office and the prosecutor's office, since many of those caseloads should be transferred to the county as well. That approach demonstrates the kind of balanced solution I believe should be considered here as well. One that reduces costs responsibly without unnecessarily removing local jobs or services from our community. Possible areas for discussion include streamlining processes, reviewing schedules and workloads, reducing unnecessary expenses, improving efficiency and reducing delinquent accounts through updated technology, sharing resources where appropriate, and identifying other responsible adjustments that would help meet budget goals. Those who work within the department may be able to provide valuable insight into where savings can be found while still maintaining essential services. In addition, the Income Tax Department has received limited support in collecting delinquent accounts over the past couple of years. Recent conversations with the law director indicate that the Income Tax Administrator has greater authority to pursue delinquent accounts, which could reduce the reliance on the law director's office and the prosecutor's office while accelerating the collection of delinquent taxes. I also understand that Rita may charge the city additional fees for similar collection efforts. I feel the Income Tax Department should be given the opportunity to review and respond to any evidence or findings being used to support outsourcing. If specific concerns, inefficiencies, or cost issues have been identified, the department should have a fair chance to address them, adapt its processes, and propose corrective measures before a final decision is made. I respectfully ask that a meeting or discussion be scheduled with the Budget Committee so we can work collaboratively toward a solution that supports both financial responsibility and the continued success of the department. I believe that with my 12 years' experience working in the Income Tax Department and Mayor Day's prior role as Income Tax Administrator, by working together with the department, we can find a balanced approach that cuts costs, protects services, and preserves the value this department brings to the city and the taxpayers it serves. That I have for now.
Question, Rain Associates, how long would it take you to give the report?
That would basically depend on how many questions are being asked.
Approximately.
Boy, I try to remember last year, I don't think it was an hour, but it probably felt like it was more than a half an hour.
I think it was 40, 45.
Yeah, between a half hour and 45 minutes.
Well, the reason I say we can have executive session, we can do it prior to the council meeting. So I was trying to figure out, do we have the meeting scheduled for the 10th?
So far, there aren't any other meetings scheduled.
So if we would say 6:45, That would be
During
good.
during a meeting
Prior
before
to
the
the-
council meeting?
yes.
Not, okay, would that still be executive
Yes.
session or
yes.
Just do a committee of the whole.
Committee of the whole.
committee of the whole?
Committee of the
I
whole, and
can-
then ask for
It has to be
Executive session.
executive.
Yes.
you know.
during committee.
That's right.
I can send an email.
You're
tonight asking
Then let me know.
them to- Okay. And-
Any questions for the auditor? Yes. Ms. Rowland.
Is it possible to like email what you just read
Sure.
to us?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Rowland?
I might have misunderstood, I wanted you to clarify. I had heard you say transferring our prosecutor's duties to the county.
Well, that's where I don't have all the details on what your workload is for the prosecutor's office and the law director's office. If municipal court would eventually go to a county, how much of their workload is related to only city work as opposed to, I know a lot of the taxpayer money that is spent on municipal court, many of their cases are not even New Philadelphia cases. They might be state highway patrol, or sheriff's department cases, and those are being paid for by city taxpayers. So I don't know how much of prosecutor's office, this would potentially could, yeah, how much of their workload is related to those cases rather than New Philadelphia.
Well, right now, we prosecute for all of New Philadelphia and 13 surrounding townships. Additionally, just because it becomes a county court, that doesn't change the responsibility of the city for prosecuting their own cases. For instance, Southern District Court is a county court, but Yorksville has a prosecutor, Denison has a prosecutor, and they prosecute cases for that area. So I don't know that, and the county prosecutor, they handle felonies. So misdemeanors are generally handled locally, or they are handled locally.
Okay. And for our prosecutor's office, if that becomes a county municipal court, those townships that you're currently prosecuting, would you still prosecute townships? Or would you only
You know, that's a
prosecute
really good
Philadelphia?
question. I was always, it was my understanding, we were always told that because we're the county seat, we have to prosecute those townships. Now, I don't know if that's
Because
dependent
of,
upon what the
No,
court.
it's because of our court district,
Right,
not the fact that we're the county seat.
okay, well, that
So
was what,
municipal
that was what
court-
Mr. Range told me.
So if this municipal court went to a county, we would not prosecute townships. Is that, is it your understanding?
You're asking the wrong person.
Okay.
so Dover and everybody else would have to get their own prosecutor then,
Which they do have.
Right.
if that would be
Which
the
they
case,
do
probably.
have.
I don't know,
All
but
right.
I mean,
I think we're getting off topic.
Yes.
Yes.
Any other questions?
Well, I had a question for Marvin and Heather, talking about the courts, and we prosecute for, you said 13 surrounding jurisdictions. Do they pay us for that?
We get money from,
Yeah.
we don't get money from the township, but I think doesn't the township has to pay into the court system, don't
So
they?
what happens at the end of the year is municipal court will send me a list of their, the cities, the
Cases.
townships that they take care of, what their cases are, and what they collected in fines. And so we take our general fund budget and we divvy up do a percentage of each of those cases. However, we can only collect, we can't collect more than what they received in fines. So if we feel that they owe us $10,000 for the expenses, but they've only collected $1,000 in fines, we can only collect $1,000 from them. So the city taxpayers are paying
For the work
for the work.
being done for another jurisdiction?
Yes.
But I think all this may be done in a budget commission, not here tonight, so.
Good point, Mr. President.
All right, thank you, Mr. Denton.
I have a question or comment.
Oh, yes, sure.
You requested a meeting, yeah, it's been 2 weeks that we finally got the revenue projections for 2027, so I've been working on that for 2 weeks. I've got about 4 meetings I'm getting ready to schedule. I will absolutely include you, I've talked to Carly. We also just, are you considering the software update that's gonna need to happen if
Yes,
changes aren't?
and one of those things that are not listed in costs of, to Rita, to transition to Rita, is the cost that we're going to be charged by our current software to transfer that information to Rita. Rita would not have that information for us, but we do have a, call into our software to find out what the cost of transferring our information to Rita is.
And are you going to share that information with the budget committee?
That's where I was asking that we all share our information that we've all gathered so far.
Yeah,
because
I haven't been able to gather anything, so I've been working with Carly, didn't know that you had all that information. So, she had given me about 4 different scenarios, but she had told me earlier today that the software keeps glitching, it's gonna fail, it's $139,000 from one quote, $63,000 for another quote. So regardless, we're going to have expenses that can't be put off.
Right.
So just consider that additional cost from the income tax department. But again, we can come from the budget committee and talk about that.
All right, thank you. Treasurer, Mrs. Campbell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no report.
All right, thank you. Law Director, Mr. Fate.
Thanks. Well, people have already spoken to the things that I've been working really hard on. So I'm gonna piggyback and kind of give you a little more insight as to what we've been doing. As you see, the Attorney General's office is very effective at collecting delinquent taxes for us. It's something that we've been doing for years, actually. We used to take them to court to try and get them. The court is not gonna be a debtor's court, and the way you get people to do what you need them to do in court is by putting them on probation. That means there has to be jail time hanging over their head. And we don't want a debtor's jail, because we want our hardcore, people that are convicted of assaults, domestic violence, we want to make sure our jails are open for those individuals. But yeah, it's very effective. One of the things that I did was I met with the income tax administrator and the auditor, and I showed that one of the issues we're having is people who are not filing. We're a mandatory filing city. And one of the problems we have with, if we want to pursue them through court, is we don't really have enough evidence to present a probable cause case, because we have to prove that that person is subject to the tax. And the only way to do that is if we get their tax records, and, which is why we're taking them to court in the first place. And the problem with that is, I feel it's much more efficient, and this is what I've explained to them, under both the Ohio Revised Code and our own code, the income tax administrator has tremendous authority to get people's taxes. And in fact, she can order that taxes be brought in. That's what I've been working with the income tax administrator on. To that end, I've drafted a subpoena to be used that would go out. And then I also drafted a letter if they wanted to wait to do the subpoena and send out a letter first and foremost to try and get people to do what they're supposed to do, which is to file. Once we get their tax information, the income tax administrator can make an assessment as to what they would owe, send it to Columbus, and we get our money. That is the fastest, most efficient way to get it. One of the concerns that was raised was if we serve our subpoenas by certified mail, there's a cost involved with that. I think we said we had about 90 non-filers, and so that would probably be around $900 that we'd have to spend on that. So we're trying to send letters instead of, in lieu of doing that. And I'm also looking at what I can do in terms of what type of letter I can send also on top of that, just to kind of draw people's attention. Generally, it's been my experience that they get a letter from an attorney, not regarding a legal matter, that generally gets people moving a little bit faster. But as she said, there's tremendous authority within the income tax administrators to order people's taxes. Now, what happens if they fail to abide by a subpoena? If they fail to abide by a subpoena, then I can file with the municipal court to hold them in contempt of court. That is a civil action, that's not a criminal action, so it doesn't clog up the criminal docket with tax cases. When I file a contempt of court for failing to obey a lawful order from the city income tax administrator, they can be sentenced up to 30 days jail and a $1,000 fine. They're given an opportunity in the order to purge that. Having dealt with a lot of contempt actions, probably close to 1,000, I would imagine, in my career, having dealt with a lot of contempt actions, nobody ever wants to go to jail or spend $1,000. So generally, they adhere to the purge terms, meaning all you got to do is turn in your income tax information to us, your W-2s or whatever it is we're requesting, and then the jail sentence and that the jail sentence and the $1,000 fine goes away because they did what they were supposed to do. So that's I feel that's a much more efficient way. So it gives us 3 layers. 1, they're getting a letter. 2, they're getting a subpoena. First, they get the letter. They don't get the letter, they get a subpoena. They don't get the subpoena, I'm taking them to court. And a civil action, holding them in contempt for failing to obey a lawful order. So I think that those 3 layers. And then, like I said, once we get their information, it's really easy to turn that into the Attorney General's office. They're fantastic at getting it. It's much more efficient than, let's say we were to file a suit trying to collect on an unpaid tax. All I get in that case is a judgment entry. I don't get any money. I get a judgment entry, and I can use that judgment entry to attach wages, try to attach wages. And what people do then, they just move to another job. You don't know where they went, and you've got to track them down and find them. But with the Attorney General's office, they have the authority that I don't have, or that our court doesn't have even, to intercept their income tax returns, state and federal, and redirect it to us to pay any delinquent things, and they're very, very efficient at it. And like she said, they charge them the fee on top of it. So let's say they owe $110, then they might have to pay $130, and then 20 of that goes to the state, and then we get our full amount. So it's a very efficient method, and that's what I've developed. That's something that I've been working with the income tax department on. It's something I've worked with the court on to make sure that we can move these cases along and ensure that we get our money in a more efficient manner. And I think that's the best approach to it. And that's something that, I've done. I forward them subpoenas, I review all the subpoenas that she does and sign off on them before they go out. In addition to that, last week I sent a large comprehensive legislation to our safety director and the police chief on dealing with electric bicycles and scooters, micromobility devices as they're referred to. And as you heard, they are working through them. I've been in touch with the chief of police. She said she'd get back to me. They're working through them now. The one that I gave is fairly large and comprehensive and really all-encompassing. The problem what we run into is the state hasn't done anything with these. The mayor did send to me 3 classifications that the state has. We actually have those same 3 classifications in our codified ordinance currently. It's in section 304, so we've already adopted those 3 classifications, which we're using as a baseline to include in the legislation that we're hopefully put before you in the next few weeks. I wanted to give them lots of options. Some of the things I looked at, I didn't think were practical. For example, Twinsburg, they require their residents to register certain electric bicycles and scooters, and that all has to be done through the paperwork and registered through the chief of police. I don't think that's a good use of our resources, so I didn't include something like that in what we're proposing. And as I pointed out, there's, depending on what our goals are, you can either go big with comprehensive legislation, which I've supplied, or we can address things piecemeal. For example, if we wanted to prevent the accident, or tried to prevent the accident that occurred on West High a few months ago, we could limit the use of certain devices like micromobility devices being used on streets where the speed limit is more than 25 miles per hour. That would have kept the person off of West High that was driving a scooter on West High, resulting in an accident that was very serious. That would be one approach. If we're concerned about them being on the sidewalks, we can just expand what we already did on the square. So there's a small way to go about it and do it piecemeal, or there's a large comprehensive way to go about it, and I'm going to be working with them to determine what's best for the city, and then I believe we'll have something to come to you here for the next couple of weeks. Any questions on all that?
All right, thanks, Martin. Yeah.
That we have more than 90 non-filers. We have close to 6,000 non-filers.
Oh. Okay, when we met the other night, when we met the other day in the mayor's office, you said 90, I said, well, that's what, $900? So, I didn't realize we had 46,000 non-filers.
Non-filers, yeah.
Okay.
I think that may have been the number of those.
All right, thanks, Martin. Board Commission reports. Planning Commission, Mayor Day.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Planning Commission will be meeting on the 11th next month. We'll continue the discussion that we started at this month's meeting with a developer who's interested in building some housing units at the corner of 5th and Commercial Avenue Southwest. And also about the possible auction of city-owned land on Commercial Avenue Southeast. That'll be 1 p.m. on the 11th here in council chambers.
All right, thanks. Board, yes, Mr. Spanos. Yes.
Did we change that to 10 a.m.?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, yeah. It's at 10 a.m. Thank you, Mrs. Ramos, for that comment.
Okay. Board of Zoning Appeals, and Mr. McAbeer.
Thank you, Mr. President. Board of Zoning Appeals is scheduled here in council chambers on August 11th at 5 p.m. I'm sure like this whole year past, we did such a good job when we changed over to the new way of zoning that we've had no Board of Zoning Appeals meeting, so I think
Great.
that was a win. So it is scheduled, and then I will let everybody know at the next council meeting if we have one.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Airport Commission, Mr. Lonzo.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Airport Commission will be meeting August 11th at 6 p.m. at the Harry Cleaver Field Airport Meeting Room. And also, we're asking proposed Resolution 6 be passed tonight on suspended rules so we can get that grant work all done. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Park Board, Mr. Sears.
Thank you, Mr. President. No formal report tonight. Just to say that I believe the next park board meeting will be August 19th, at 12 p.m. Park Place Pavilion.
All right. Health Board, Mr. Similak.
Thank you, Mr. President. Next meeting of the health board, our health board is scheduled the 12th of August at noon in this room. We have the health commissioner here tonight. Nicole wants to make a few comments,
All right.
which I'll yield the floor to her.
Sure, I can let you know what we have going on in our office.
Nicole, can you go to the podium so?
We've been busy the last couple weeks with retraining and redistributing workload among my office staff. We did have someone that resigned and we are not filling that position at this time. So I'm just asking for some patience and some grace as we work through that to continue providing the excellent service that has been expected by the health department as we're distributing all of that workload among the rest of the staff. Clinic schedules are filling up fast with back to school. We're looking at opening another day during the week to be committed just to back to school immunizations and other back to school services that need to be done. I have 2 new grants that have been sent my way that I'm currently working my way through, hoping to have those both sent off within the next 2 weeks. And we have a lot of community events coming up, so you'll see my staff out and about throughout the community, meeting people where they're at, and discussing public health issues that are going on. Mosquito spraying has been ongoing. We have not had any mosquito-borne illnesses in the city. All of the spraying this year has been triggered by just high mosquito counts in our traps and residents calling in, letting us know that they have a lot of mosquitoes in the area and they would like to be sprayed. If you have any questions, I'm happy to take them. If not, we'll keep things moving.
Any questions? Thank you, Nicole. Council Committee reports, Finance, Mr. Rivera.
Thank you, Mr. President. I do not have any formal report tonight, but I will be reaching out to the committee members to try to schedule a meeting to go over a couple of things that have landed on my desk that we didn't have time to get to before this meeting. And I'd like to do it, not on the 10th, I'd like to have a meeting. So I'll reach out and schedule that with all of you.
Okay, thank you. Public Works, Mr. Lonzo.
Thank you, Mr. President. Public Works and Economic Development Committee met this evening at 6:45. We discussed proposed Resolution 6, which involves the ODOT grant for the ICE grant. We voted 2-1 to pass that through tonight's, put it on tonight's agenda and ask for suspension of the rules. And we also discussed proposed ordinance 17, which involves the Front Avenue paving project on the hill and 1,000 block of Front Avenue Southeast. And that was also voted 2-1 to put on tonight's agenda for first reading.
All right, thank you. Safety, Health and Service, Mr. Similak.
Thank you, Mr. President, no report.
Zone and Annexation, Ms. Ramos.
Thank you, Mr. President, no report.
salary, Mr. Cranbill.
Thank you, no report.
All right. Cemetery, Mr. Sears.
Thank you, Mr. President, no report.
All right, special contact, Mr. Ramos, you're calling.
Do you want me to cover that?
Yes.
Okay, the Special and Contact Committee met tonight to discuss ordinance 16/2026, which is a fire code, update from the National Fire,
International Fire
International
Fire Code.
Thank you. And, so we voted to put it on the agenda tonight.
All right, thank you. Floor is now open for visitors' comments. Anyone wishing to address council should rise, state your name and address, and address all comments to the chair. You have 5 minutes. Do we have anyone this evening?
Hi, my name is Paula Fawcett, and I live on Fair Avenue Northeast here in the city, and I'm here to ask some questions about the water bills that went up so significantly at the beginning of this year. I could not find any ordinance that changed what happened from 2019 through 2025, but the bills went up $7 a month. That's 12%. I'm on Social Security. My Social Security went up 2.6, so you've wiped out everything that I've received this year. So my question is, when was it done, and why was the amount so significant from what we had previously had? I mean, it went up $5 when they first did this ordinance, clear back in 2020. And then it went in increments of $1.40, $1.70, whatever, and then this year, we open it up and it's $7. That's a huge increase to drop on the citizens. I have a 94-year-old mother who lives on her own. She's being charged $64 a month, and I understand it includes the garbage. But she does laundry once a week, and if she bathes 3 times a week, that's a lot of water for her. So what she's doing is apparently carrying somebody else on her back, on her Social Security, with such a huge increase. So can someone tell me why the increase was so significant and why I could not find an ordinance that when this took place?
Well, we did pass an ordinance,
I think it was right at the end of last year, right at the beginning of this year, wasn't it?
because we had quite a bit of discussion about it.
Ma'am, if you have contact information, this is Julie, our clerk of council. She keeps all of our records. If there's a way to contact you, she can forward you potentially the minutes where it was discussed, as well as the ordinance that was passed on it.
Well, it's not on the website, because I looked before I came tonight.
We
The
just-
last one I found was the one that was in 2019. And
We-
it is very specific of what the increases were, which I appreciate, and I understand with the money you're talking, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I come in here and I'm complaining about 7. But when you're talking about I don't know that anybody, I'm sure nobody in this room got a 12% increase in their pay, yet that's how much the bill went up in a year's time. I found a bill from 2015, why I still had it, no one knows. But from 2015 until 2026, the water and sewer bills have gone up 72%. 72%. And I understand a lot of other things have too. But to me, that seems like an awfully huge increase for one department in the city. Is it the most important? Yes, because we don't have water, then we have nothing. I'm just concerned, I pay it, and I'll continue to pay it, but I was just concerned that I did not see, and I understand if you're not on social media, which I'm not on a lot, you don't know anything, because there's no newspapers anymore, and the small details like the water bill in New Philadelphia isn't going to make the radio station. So it's on me for not finding out sooner, but I thought, don't get any more angry than you already are, just go and ask. So I appreciate your time, thank
Do
you.
you have an email, Paul? You have an email
Oh,
address?
yes, I do.
If you write down your email on the, there's a sign-up sheet there.
Got it.
I will send you the minutes and the legislation.
Okay.
I would just say real quick, just to elaborate, and I'm not an expert at it, but, so we actually had, I think there were 3 or 4 options of rates of increase from very, very low to very, very high. And I think the one we agreed on was we tried to be right in the middle of it. Because the goal was to try to sustain our water infrastructure without it being too severe, because there was an option that, was even more severe, maybe, I don't know if it was double what we voted on, but there was an option that was a bigger increase. And it's basically just due to, just like everything, the cost of pipe, the cost of fittings, the cost of, it's the inflationary things everywhere is the way I understood it. And like you mentioned, it is one of the most important things, so we're trying to make the best decision to keep the water flowing.
Resolution 33, 2025.
So I'm not sure if that helps any, but I just wanted to add that.
You know, I know everything is going up. This just to me seemed like a really huge increase after the increases that we had previously. Like I said, I've got the paperwork here, and the increases were incremental over those 5-year periods, starting at $5. And then that's why when it went up 7 after it had gone up, maybe $1.40 or $1.20 or whatever it was, that was a huge, I mean, you're talking 12% in a year's time. That's a huge increase for so many people. I can pay for it, it's not that. It's just that, you've got a lot of people that are struggling to do that. So if the water bills start getting late, I understand that it's going to be wide. It's hitting everybody. I mean, it's every utility we have. It's not just water, but it just, this is the only one that I can come and complain about in person. I can't do that with every person I've got coming. So you guys are it.
Ms. Ramos?
I want to thank you for coming tonight. I very clearly remember those discussions, and I raised almost the same concerns that you did. And if I recall, that was on a schedule, there's supposed to be another increase starting January 1, right? And then after that, and it was like a 3-year.
I'm pretty sure that's the one we did 350, it's wastewater and water, so you did 350
Right.
water, 350 wastewater, then we do 275 and 275, I think at 27, and then at 350, 350 again in 28.
$7 again.
Yeah, is what it was, and we did a 3-year. Does that sound right, Ron? I just want to make sure I got the right one.
And we
No, I
are-
think you're right.
We are
Yeah.
still in the lower 50% of the water rates in the state of Ohio. It's twofold, you gotta get them to, if you want any loans anymore too, or any grants anymore. We typically get an OPWC grant, typically every year to do some water infrastructures. Usually they're $299, we always see come through here. So without those, again, we're in the bottom 50% of the lowest rates in the state of Ohio. I think at that time, I shared with council, I forget the city that had done it, and I is sorry that it slipped my mind, but they was almost 3 times the rate. And I believe what happened too in the past, previous 10 years, they didn't raise it, so that's why you see, you're trying to catch up for past mistakes that had happened, and that's why you see that's obviously where we're at, because we're still in the lower 50% of what it costs the consumer for the water.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, which, I want to add on that, which I think is great, because we can say we're an affordable community to live in, and we don't have to be above 50% tile charging for services. We can be proud to be below the 50%, that's Ron saying, that it is affordable, but I understand what you're saying, because I found an old water bill too. And an old property tax bill from 2020. And so I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, and
Thank
also have
you.
to remember that the garbage bill is also on there, and I do want to say this. They had a meeting a few years ago that I showed up for when they were talking about getting rid of the garbage department in Philadelphia. And I said, we have the best garbage department in the county, bar none. Bar none. You call them, they're there. They're there every week to pick up their garbage. You know when they're coming. I have, it's one thing that I really don't want them ever to look at when you're setting the cut cost. Please don't cut the garbage because it is outstanding. Because if you see junk along the street, which on my street there is now because somebody moved out, they'll be there to clean it up without fail. You call them, they set you a date, they are excellent. I want people to know that being on my water bill, I don't care. So thank you.
All right, thank you, Paul. Council comments. Oh,
Is it appropriate for me to take a few minutes to introduce myself?
yeah, 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you. So thank you so much for having me here tonight, and thank you all for your service. It's really impressive watching you dedicate this amount of time
Need your
to.
name and address.
Oh, I will in a second, yes. So my name's Laura Surratt, and I live at 1226 Forest Drive. I live in Worcester, which is part of District 31 that you all are in as well. You got that? Yep, okay. So District 31, in case you don't know, includes Wayne County, all of Tusk, all of Muskingum, and some of Stark and some of Guernsey County. So it's quite a big district. And I'm running to help, like you all are doing, to make sure that all current and future Ohioans in our district can thrive. So just to introduce myself, I'm a college professor at the College of Worcester. I teach biology there. I study insect pests, mostly agricultural pests that cause harm to crops, and mosquitoes, like we were talking about. So I study how to control mosquitoes and work with my students there to try to solve problems related to insect management. I have 2 kids, and my husband works at the OSU campus in town, which is the agricultural campus up in Worcester. And we built our family through adoption, so we did foster care, and we've worked with Wayne County Children's Services quite a lot. We did mentoring and fostering, and now I'm on the board of Children's Services, and that's something that I care very deeply about, and I know is a huge challenge in our state right now, so I'm working on that. In addition, I teach animal behavior. I work a lot with our dog shelter, and so me and my students help the dog shelter by helping people who have adopted recently with dog behavioral problems. So if you have a dog that has behavioral problems, come talk to me. I'll be happy to talk to you about that. But I just wanted to say hi and thank you for your service, and you have my contact information. So if there's any issues that you'd like to talk about, and my hope is that we can work together. And I know that I don't share the same party as many of you, and I feel good about that. My whole campaign slogan is finding common ground to work for the common good, and I hope that you'll reach out to me if you have anything you'd like to talk about. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
What are you running for?
I'm running for State Senate District 31. Yep. Any other questions?
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, legislative agenda, Ms. Goodroy.
Ordinance number 16, 2026, an ordinance by the Council of the City of New Philadelphia, Ohio, to amend Ordinance 1511.01 of the New Philadelphia Codified Ordinances and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Is there any action for taking on this ordinance tonight? Yes. Mr. Ramos.
I move that we suspend the rules on ordinance 16, 2026.
Do I have a second? Mr. River, thank you. In discussion by administration and council, roll call.
Mrs. Ramos.
Yes.
Mr. Rippett.
Yes.
Mr. Kreinbell.
Yes.
Mr. Lonzo.
Yes.
Mr. Sears.
Yes.
Mr. Simmelink.
Yes.
All right, rules have been suspended. Yes, Mrs. Ramos.
I move that we pass ordinance 16, 2026.
Do I have a second? Mr. Sears, thank you. The discussion from the community, administration, council, roll call.
Mrs. Ramos.
Yes.
Mr. Sears.
Yes.
Mr. Kreinbill.
Yes.
Mr. Lonzer.
Yes.
Mr. Rippet.
Yes.
Mr. Simile.
Yes.
All right, ordinance 16, 2026, has passed.
Ordinance number 17, 2026, an ordinance by the Council of the City of New Philadelphia, Ohio, authorizing the mayor to apply for an Ohio Department of Transportation, ODOT, State Infrastructure Bank SIB loan to assist the City of New Philadelphia in funding to finance a paving project for the 1,000 block of Front Avenue Southwest in the City of New Philadelphia, Ohio, and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Is there any action taken on this ordinance tonight? All right, here and now, we have for next ordinance scheduled council meeting.
Resolution number 6, 2026, a resolution by the Council of the City of New Philadelphia, Tuscarawas County, Ohio, authorizing and directing the mayor of the City of New Philadelphia to act as the signature designee and to submit a grant application to the Ohio Department of Transportation, Office of Aviation, for the amount of $500,000 for the new T-hangar construction project. And once the grant offer is received from the Ohio Department of Transportation, Office of Aviation, further authorizing the mayor to accept and execute the grant contract and all related documents and to manage the grant as necessary, inclusion of submission of application for payment associated with the grant as required by the Ohio Department of Transportation, Office of Aviation, and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Is there any action taken on this resolution? Mr. Lonzer,
Yes, Mr. President, I ask that we suspend the rules on Resolution 6, 2026.
do you have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Rippeth, okay. In discussion by administration, council, roll call.
Mr. Lonzer.
Yes.
Mr. Rippet.
Yes.
Mr. Kreinbill.
Yes.
Mrs. Ramos.
Yes.
Mr. Sears.
Yes.
Mr. Simile.
Yes.
Our rules have been suspended. Mr. Lonzer.
Yes, Mr. President, I ask that we pass Resolution 6, 2026.
Do you have a second?
Yes.
Mr. Simline, thank you. In discussion from the community, administration, council, roll call.
Mr. Lonzer.
Yes.
Mr. Simile.
Yes.
Mr. Kreinbill.
Yes.
Mrs. Ramos.
Yes.
Mr. Rippeth.
Yes.
Mr. Sears.
Yes.
Our resolution 6, 2026 has passed.
Resolution number 18, 2026, resolution of necessity, resolution requesting certification from county auditor pursuant to the Ohio Revised Code 5705.03, dollar amount of revenue generated by specific number of mills. Third reading.
Is there any action taken on this resolution tonight? Mr. Lonzo,
I move that we pass Resolution 18, 2026.
do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Simlick, thank you. In discussion from community, administration, council, roll call.
Mr. Lonzer.
Yes.
Mr. Simile.
Yes.
Mr. Kreinbill.
Yes.
Mrs. Ramos.
No.
Mr. Rippet.
Yes.
Mr. Sears.
Yes.
All right, resolution 18, 2026 has passed.
Resolution number 19, 2026, resolution to proceed with the taxing authority, revised code section 5705.19, .91, .92, .94, .21, and .26. Third reading.
Is there any action taken on this resolution tonight? Mr. Lonzer?
Yes, I move that we pass Resolution 19, 2026.
Do I have a second? Mr. Zimmerly, thank you. In discussion from community, administration, council, roll call.
Mr. Lonzer.
Yes.
Mr. Simile.
Yes.
Mr. Kreinbill.
Yes.
Mrs. Ramos.
No.
Mr. Rippet.
Yes.
Mr. Sears.
Yes.
Our resolution 19, 2026 has passed.
That concludes legislation.
All right, thank you, Ms. Courtright. The unfinished road business and new business. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Walter.
All right, I'll see you, big boy.
Yeah.